Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Martina.
A friend of mine was amused. She watched our videos and she was amused how you spell my name, Martina. And
What's the right way to pronounce it?
you pronounce it the English way, and I like that because we speak English. And she was amused because she's German, and she 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 was amused, and I also was amused. And I also say Gabriel. I don't say Gabriel. Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Martina.
You're between two trainings. You're still in Portugal.
Yes,
Your hair is growing.
yes. I'm gonna
What's
shave
up?
it right.
Yeah. Okay. What's up? What's up with you?
I'm somehow in some sort of in-between state between the two trainings, and the last week has been very intense, and even more intense than the week before. And I have to
What
admit that
is
I don't.
intense? What is intense? What do you mean with intense?
With intense, I mean I have been going through liquid states a lot. Like a liquid state is when the survival strategy changes into something different,
Hmm.
and the like crystallized patterns that you always do over and over just get, they're solid usually, and they just get like liquid, and it's a specific type of sensation, and then it's going to get solid on the other end of the liquid state. It's going to get solid in a different shape, and I have been going through liquid states a lot
So
in the
you,
last.
you changed, or you ended with a survival strategy that you used for 30 years.
Yes,
Would you tell me about that? What that was?
yes, I have to admit I almost remember nothing. Like I'm pretty blank at the moment. And I had a process which is called a birth process, where it's about being reborn, and some old decisions and fears. Yeah, I don't want to share so much about it because like it's it's stuff with my parents, and I don't know if they are gonna watch it in one day. I don't think so yet. Like
Hmm.
it's about being okay on Earth. It's about being okay on Earth.
Would
And
you?
also last week after our Monday call,
Yeah.
I have another call. I have a training on Monday evenings, and then I just was snapped into a process at the dinner table, and like five people were holding space for me. I really appreciated this. Like I'm living right now in a next culture village already. Like it's just normal to do a healing process right at the dinner table, and like people stopped eating and they were just holding space for me, and I went through it. I don't know, 40 minutes maybe, and then I was done going through my emotion and came back on the other side. And yeah, it was I was touched by it because it's so unusual when I have dinner for in a conversation that pops up and it's some emotion. We just went there just like that. The space was so open and so flowing. It didn't matter if we would just go on eating or just do the emotional healing process.
Mhm.
Yeah. This was about being a space holder for a village. It was a past life process, and then the village being raided by soldiers. And the day before, I have been writing down. We had an exercise about what fears do you have that keep you from actually doing the projects that you have anger for, that you want to do. And one fear was, I'm I'm gonna I don't one fear was to I'm gonna give me a second. All right, I don't find it. Uh, It was like the village they're gonna come and they're gonna find the village and they're gonna like raid the village. This was my fear. And then the next day I was just at the dinner table snapped into this emotional healing process where exactly this happened. Like people came and raided the village and killed everyone.
In the process, in the past life?
Yeah. And then I decided that I would never, like, I cannot hold space for a team, and like it's not safe, and I cannot be some sort leading a village or like being holding space for a village, like being a guardian of the village, because like shit might fall down and just break. Yeah. And it's my mental body is really, I sense a lot, I feel a lot. I have been through a lot of grief in the last week. There are so many old parts of me that just broke away and that needs to be grieved of the old things falling apart. Like the grief of the stuff falling apart needs to happen for the new things to sprout and to grow. And my mind doesn't play such a big role in it. It's
The grieving doesn't play such a big role?
No, my mind. Like I cannot remember what happened. It's like I don't remember what we did in the last days, and I don't remember which processes I went through, and I don't remember what were the big impacts every day. It has been a lot. Yeah.
You told me about two projects that you're planning. You want to
Yes.
tell me something about that?
Yeah. I committed to start some sort of research possibility team where it's about consciously going to the state of, okay, this is gonna fail, but we're gonna try it anyway. And to just experiment, because 2 weeks ago I don't know if I talked about it last week or even 2 weeks ago, I had a call about my bubble, my personal bubble of energy that surrounds me. And it was so intense, and I want to do more experiments about it. There are so many experiments I want to do with where I need other people to do it. And this is like,
and what's the difference between a possibility team and your research team? Because in the possibility team, we also do lots of experiments. What's the new thing?
the difference is that there are, I don't know, maybe 1,000 experiments online on the My Strikingly sites. If you go to startover.mystrikingly.com, there's like there's the beginning and the instructions and stuff. And I have experiments that are not in there. That's my story. And I just like, I have experiments that I want to learn, that I'm interested in. I don't want to search somewhere, okay, which is the next experiment, but just create an experiment and create the next experiment and create the next experiment. And maybe like my assumption is that the experiments in there, they're already tried out. Like someone tried them before putting them online. And I would just try, so they probably work somehow. I would try experiments that might not work.
Oh, okay. And will it be online, an online team? Okay. How can people sign up to that team?
Well, they can, you have my contact. You can put it in it's gabriel.millinger@gmx.de. But
It's in the YouTube in the text. People can find that and just contact you and say, I want to check in. I want to sign in.
Yes.
Cool.
I don't have a date yet.
Yeah.
And this is it's I already hold space for it. It's gonna come.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna hold space for a different team, which is about possibility painting. And the like combining possibility management with drawing or painting, and just like without your survival strategy of, oh, this is not good enough, or this should be nicer, or I have to judge myself because I'm not fulfilling my expectations. Just connect to yourself and the parts that are in you, also with different experiments, to just make experiments with painting something. I've done experiments before. It was about with a friend of mine, Jule Hutzler, we made the experiment of just giving each other a word, and then we have 5 minutes each to paint it. So the one word I got was like afterwards. So I had 5 minutes to paint afterwards. It was like completely, I didn't know what to do. Like I was completely in the nothing. Okay, but you only have 5 minutes. Like, let's go, let's move, and just with a pencil and one piece of paper, just like paint afterwards. And it's like it connects different parts of the brain together. Like the physical and the creation part is like, and then the nothing, the creating out of nothing, not with having an image that, oh, I have this sunset, I want to paint it, or this mountain area, I want to paint it. It's more like connecting the broad principle of creation with the not knowing.
Yeah, cool idea. I don't know if you know, but I had this workshop with drawing, and it was about drawing without looking at the paper, and that is also something that you could try someday in your team, because that's also great. Because at the moment we look at the paper, the judging starts. We see what we draw, and we say, oh no, that looks not good, that looks good, and the judgment is at once there. And when you don't look at what you paint, then there's no judgment, and that's great. And the result is amazing. What the result, what comes out. And will you also make that online?
Yes.
And you have to make it online because you don't know where you are going to be, right?
Yes.
You still don't know where you're going to be?
There are some possibilities opening up, and I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We have 2 more minutes. What do you want to what did you do today? This is a day between 2 trainings. What did you do on those days? What did you do today?
I did the same thing as last week. In the morning, I had a call, and then I was going to a cafe, and I was just sitting there drinking 2 coffees and adding 4 different pieces of pastry. And today I was drawing. Last week I was writing, and like, drawing or painting. And
what pastry? What do they have there in Portugal?
The best thing is Pastel Natta.
What is it?
It's like a layered dough, like blätterteig. I don't know the English word for it. And then it's some vanilla stuff in the middle, and then they caramelize it.
Oh fuck.
And the bakery that they have here, they do a lot of stuff with vanilla. I think it's also typically for Portugal. And my perception is, or they do everything by hand. You can look into the kitchen at the back, and it's so good. It's so good. I've been there yesterday evening also, and eating pastel nata, and I think 3 times last week, and one evening before the training started. Like every day I'm there, and tomorrow I'm probably gonna be there too.
Cool. Great.
It's a space of, and I did a process today about removing fear from the body that's like stuck there, because we tend to, when we have, like, a lot of people, when they have fear, they like cramp down to and just like it's just gonna stuck in the body. And to get this out, I made something. I was in a held space today. Yeah. And now I have another call, and then in the evening I'm gonna have some dinner. And yeah, I like these days off, and at the same time it's like, okay, but like it's not really, I don't really get to have a day off when I'm just doing the next process. And this is how it is right now.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Yes.